Hello, my name is Pastor Kris Kollar. I'm the pastor of Pleasant Valley Lutheran Church near Malabar Farm State Park and St. Paul Lutheran Church in Lucas, Ohio. Greetings. We're reading through the book with commentary. We are in the book of Song of Solomon, also known as the Song of Songs, sort of like the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings. It's the best song. It's the greatest. It's amazing. And scholars throughout the millennia have tried to figure out why is there this love poem in the middle of the Bible. And so, this is God's love for God's people. Yes, that's true. And it's also about human intimacy and love for one another, and is quite sensual in nature. But this is also part of the human experience. And as I've said in the previous two sessions, if we're going to have to read through all of these parts with murder, rape, pillage, these terrible things, let's also read through this part where it talks about a man and a woman longing for each other and enjoying each other. So we are up to chapter 5 of 8. So we'll do 2 more today. And 5, I actually read a little bit of in our last session, because in chapter 4, they are saying how wonderful, how beautiful this woman is. And the voice goes back and forth between the woman and the man. And we actually read the first verse of chapter 5 as well. So I'm going to actually go back to chapter 4. Verse 16, "Awake, O north wind, and come, O south wind, blow upon my garden, that its fragrance may be wafted abroad. Let my beloved come to his garden, and eat its choicest fruits." Chapter 5, "I come to my garden, my sister, my bride. I gather my myrrh with my spice. I eat my honeycomb with my honey. I drink my wine with my milk. Eat, friends, drink, and be drunk with love." If that does not have double and triple entendres, I don't know what does. And there's just this wonderful intimacy, this enjoyment, and the senses that you can smell and taste and see this beautiful thing. It's just, and as we were saying, we need to let parts of the Bible, especially this part, just be what it is. The scholars want to dissect it and make outlines and say, well, what does this word mean? And what is this allegory? And what is this metaphor? Or maybe it's just beautiful for beauty's sake. And even after 2,000 or 3,000 years and totally different language, it still just has this beauty and this enjoyment of one another. I will make a comment about the word myrrh, M-Y-R-R-H. We don't usually use, or at least I don't use myrrh. Apparently you can go buy it online. I did a Google search and there it is. But myrrh and frankincense were some of the gifts that were brought to Jesus as a child. They were very costly. In fact, myrrh could cost more than gold, was harder to get, more expensive, so to speak, than gold, was very expensive, and was used for embalming, and was also had some treatment like for anti-inflammatory, but mostly, and especially in this case, used as a perfume, that this person is covered with perfume and jewels and is sweet and is beautiful, and he just wants to eat her up. And they just want to get drunk and love. Verse 2, "I slept, but my heart was awake. Listen, my beloved is knocking. Open to me, my sister, my love, my dove, my perfect one. For my head is wet with dew, my locks with the drops of the night." It's like, there's just all of these. We have nicknames. When we have somebody that we love, that we're cute with, we call them honey, sweetie, dear, darling. We have all kinds of cute names that we use for people. And when I had a housemate that was German, she said in German it's Schatz. And I'm like, well, do you ever do like we do, we make things cute on the end. Oh yes, they do that as well in German. So Schatz became Schatzi. And like we would say cutie or sweetie, we would add the E on the end to make it even cuter and even sweeter. It just all these names, my sister, my love, my dove, my perfect one. This is not an incestual poem about incest between a brother and a sister. This is tenderness. This is care. This is sweet names for one another. Verse 3, "I had put off my garment. How could I put it on again? I had bathed my feet. How could I soil them? I feel like this is more teasing than anything else. Verse 4, my beloved thrust his hand into the opening, and my inmost being yearned for him. I arose to open to my beloved, and my hands dripped with myrrh, my fingers with liquid myrrh upon the handles of the bolt. Verse 6, I opened to my beloved, but my beloved had turned and was gone. My soul failed me when he spoke. I sought him, but did not find him. I called him, but he gave no answer. Verse 7, making their rounds in the city, the sentinels found me. They beat me, they wounded me. They took away my mantle, those sentinels of the walls. I adjure you, O daughters of Jerusalem, if you find my beloved, tell him this, I am faint with love. I'm not sure there's even any commentary that I can make about this. This is just longing and desire, and he was coming in, and then he wasn't coming in, and now she's roaming the streets looking for him, and yeah. Verse 9, what is your beloved more than another beloved, O fairest among women? What is your beloved more than another beloved, that you thus adjure us? My beloved is all radiant and ruddy, distinguished among 10,000. So we've this dialogue back and forth, the people, the women talking to the beloved, and now she's going to describe her beloved with lots of metaphors. My beloved is all radiant and ruddy, distinguished among 10,000. His head is the finest gold, his locks are wavy, black as a raven. His eyes are like doves beside springs of water, bathed in milk, fitly set. His cheeks are like beds of spices, yielding fragrance. His lips are lilies, distilling liquid myrrh. His arms are rounded gold, set with jewels. His body is ivory work, encrusted with sapphires. His legs are alabaster columns, set upon bases of gold. His appearance is like Lebanon, choice as the cedars. His speech is most sweet, and he is altogether desirable. This is my beloved, and this is my friend, O daughters of Jerusalem. And there were quite a few things in there that they were not quite sure how to translate. Hebrew, meaning of the Hebrew is uncertain. But what is certain is she is describing her beloved, and she's describing him using metaphors. That, what does he look like? He's beautiful, he's amazing, he's fabulous. And using like doves, not the eyes are actually like a dove, but the idea of soft and beautiful. His hair is totally black, his arms are rounded gold, so very strong perhaps. But beautiful things, comparing beloved to beautiful things and saying basically, he's beautiful, he's desirable, he's amazing, he's what I want. Chapter 6. Where has your beloved gone, O fairest among women? Which way has your beloved turned, that we may seek him with you? My beloved has gone down to his garden, to the beds of spices, to pasture his flock in the gardens, to gather lilies. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. He pastures his flock among the lilies. Again, a little echo of this children's song, I, my beloved, and he is mine. His banner over me is love. Here again, I'm my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. So Jesus, God, yes, also this beautiful intimacy between two people. And now he's going to describe how beautiful she is, and once again, use lots of metaphors. You are beautiful as Tirzah, my love, comely as Jerusalem, terrible as an army with banners. Turn away your eyes from me, for they overwhelm me. Your hair is like a flock of goats moving down the slopes of Gilead. Your teeth are like a flock of ewes that have come up from the washing. All of them bear twins, and not one among them is bereaved. Your cheeks are like halves of a pomegranate behind your veil. There are 60 queens and 80 concubines, and maidens without number. My dove, my perfect one, is the only one, the darling of her mother, flawless to one flawless to her that bore her. The maidens saw her and called her happy. The queens and concubines also, they praised her. Who is this that looks forth like the dawn, fair as the moon, bright as the sun, terrible as an army with banners? So this description of the beloved woman is, she's overwhelmed by her beauty. He just desires her and just sees her as this beautiful hair as a flock of goats. So what does it mean to look like your hair looks like goats? Well, if you were, when you're driving around and you see livestock on the hillside, at least when I do, I'm like, oh, look, there's goats. It's attractive and it's visible and they're fun. They're goats on a hillside. How would they even get up there? And then they bounce around and they're very cool. Teeth like a flock of ewes, so they're white, and there's none of them are bereaved, none of them are missing. They each have their twin. She has all of her teeth and they're beautiful. Cheeks like halves of a pomegranate behind her veil, so red, rosy, beautiful cheeks. And comparing to queens and concubines, none of them are like this beautiful darling, this perfect woman who breaks forth like the dawn, is beautiful, as bright as the sun, and terrible. And when we think terrible is a word in English that we're like, oh, that's terrible, that's awful, that's bad. But terrible also means striking terror. And it also means, like, when we say awesome, oh, that's awesome. But to literally create awe is what awesome means. And terrible is along those same lines. Terrible as an army with banners, when you see, oh, here comes this huge army with banners flowing, and it brings the emotion out. So the idea that seeing her causes all this emotion to come out. It's terrible as an army with banners means it raises all this emotion in the lover to see this woman, and it's like, oh. Verse 11, I went down to the nut orchard to look at the blossoms of the valley, to see whether the vines had budded, whether the pomegranates were in bloom. Before I was aware, my fancy set me in a chariot beside my prince. That verse is very unclear. Apparently, I'm looking at all the footnotes. A lot of footnotes say meaning of the Hebrew uncertain. That footnote says, who knows what this verse says? So they're doing their best to translate it in the best way they can. But somehow the lover goes down to see whether the flowers are blooming, and then ends up in a chariot beside the prince. Verse 13, the last verse in the chapter, return, return, O Shulamite. Return, return, that we may look on you. Why should you look upon the Shulamite? As a dance before two armies. And again, what does that mean? Or a dance of the Mahanaim. Nobody knows for sure what they're saying, but they went down to look for flowers. They're asking for her to return. We want to look at her. We want to see you. We want to see this beautiful person. We want to have you with us. We want to enjoy you. This back and forth, and this call, and this longing, and this desire, and how beautiful are the lovers, the groom, the bride, the woman, the man, whatever way we want to describe them. They long for each other. They find each other so beautiful and fragrant and tasty, and they just want to eat each other up. Sure sounds sensual to me. And then at the same time, I can totally see, yes, God looks at us as a people and says, oh, I love my people. And we should be looking to God and saying, oh, our God that has saved us and loved us and taken care of us, and we desire God, and God desires us. Also true, which is part of what makes the Song of Solomon such an amazing poem, an amazing book, because it's true on so many different levels. It's true in so many different ways. And the fuzziness of, well, what are they talking about? That's part of what makes it so good and so beautiful. So not everything in life has to make perfect sense. In fact, the more that it doesn't, sometimes the mysteries of religion and the mysteries between men and women, we don't want at least I don't want everything in life to make total perfect sense. I want some things to be beyond my ability to understand. I want a God that is too big for me to grasp. I want love to just be love and not try to explain it, not try to rationally explain and understand it, but instead to feel the emotions that are emotions. Emotions are not for understanding, they're for feeling. And the Book of Solomon, the Song of Solomon, is very much a book of emotions. And now may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord look at you with favor and give you peace. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Go in peace, like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you again next time.